Hello, my name is Katrina Landsman. I'm a horticulturalist and landscape designer. Welcome to the lecture portion of the online garden design course. The topic I'll be presenting on is plant selection. In this presentation, I will discuss site specifics, including light and soil requirements for plants. I will also talk about design specifics, which includes using elements, form, texture, and color. First, I want to start with the site specifics. When choosing a plant for an area, the first thing you will want to consider is what amount of light the site will get. By determining that, you have already narrowed down your plant choices to either sun or part sun or shade. Next, you can consider the soil in that area and whether it is moist or well drained. That will also help to narrow down plant choices based on whether a plant can handle wet feet or not. Soil types in a site will also affect plant choices as well. For example, blueberries do not grow very well in Iowa because the soil is not acidic enough and it must be amended if you want to grow those. Design specifics include utilizing the form, texture, and color of plants that will still fit in the site specifics. Using these three elements, the goal is to create all-season interest in the landscape. First, in the design specifics is form. Form is the most important element to design with because it is present all year, unlike color and texture. For certain plants, such as perennials, form may change because of winter dieback, but some, like perennial grasses, keep their form through winter. Then, of course, there are evergreens and semi-evergreens that do not lose their color or texture in the winter. However, form is still the strongest element to design with. Again, form is present year-round. In this image, you can see many deciduous and evergreen plants. Because this landscape was designed with strong form, you can still picture what it would look like in the winter, even though the deciduous plants are going to lose their leaves. The next design specific to design with is texture. Texture is a really great element to use in landscape designs because it helps each plant stand out from the other. If texture is used correctly, a garden can be completely one color and still look good. Here are some examples of different weights of textures. Fine textures are small or thin and can be represented by grasses, ground covers, or any other fine-leaved or needled plant. Medium textures are the ones in between. In a design, the medium texture is relative to the most fine or coarse texture. Depending on the design, one plant's foliage could be considered a medium texture, and in others, it might be the coarse texture. Coarse textures are large and bold. They give your eye a resting place. I also wanted to talk about using textures in hardscape materials. You can contrast plant materials with hardscape materials and also hardscape in relation to other hardscapes. Contrasting a coarse textured limestone patio with a smaller textured pebble walking path will bring definition of space to the area. Lastly, color. Color varies throughout the year and also from year to year, depending on the plant. It brings life to a design. So, depending on the plant palette and the client's desires, you just have to choose your colors. Here is a diagram that may help with selecting colors. Cool colors are shown on the left, green, blue, and purple, and warm colors on the right, yellow, orange, and red. Complementary colors are the ones that are opposite each other on the color wheel. I like to think of them as all of the football or hockey teams you may or may not cheer for. And lastly, the primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. In the landscape design world, green is considered a cool color, but it is also considered a neutral color because almost every plant has some sort of green stems or leaves. Here are some wonderful examples of gardens designed with cool colors. And here are some warm color combination examples. You can also use a monochromatic color scheme. In this image, red was chosen, and then any shade of red can be used in the design. You can also note how the use of texture in this design gives each plant definition, even though the color is similar. Here is an example of the complementary colors, yellow and purple, and how they were used in a planting. And here is an example of a triadic color scheme using yellow, blue, and red. This combination is also known as the primary colors, and these images show how they were used in different plantings. The other triadic color combination is purple, orange, and green. No matter where you live, it should always be the goal of the designer to give the client all-season interest in a design. Using form, texture, and color are a great way to make that happen. When looking at this image, you can imagine what this space would look like in the winter. Even though most of the trees will not have any leaves again, the use of form, texture, and color help to give this space all-season interest. This brings me to the conclusion of this presentation on plant selection. In summary, this presentation has highlighted the different site specifics such as light and soil conditions, as well as the different design specifics of form, texture, and color that help to give a landscape all-season interest. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation on plant selection as part of the Iowa State University Department of Horticulture online garden design course.